Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. This week we are going to focus on transformations. The 4 transformations that you learned are reflection, and reflection means to flip an object. Rotation means to turn an object. So we have reflection. Sorry, let me figure this out here. We have reflection, which means to flip. Rotation, which means to turn or to rotate. Translation, which means to slide an object right, left, up, and down. And dilations make a shape bigger or smaller, okay? So we're going to go through these questions. Hopefully doing these questions will help you with your assignment that you're going to work on afterwards. And question 1 gives you a quadrilateral ABCD, okay? And it says ABCD is translated to create quadrilateral EFGH. What is the length in units of side EH? So translated means that the object slid. So we're just it doesn't tell me what direction it slid, so we're just going to assume that it translated to the right. And if I kind of redraw that, okay, I know that I'm not the best drawer. When you translate or you move an object, the side lengths do not change. So the numbers stay in the corresponding sides for the new shape. Now, the only issue is you have to relabel your new shape. But that's easy because it tells us that my A is going to match up with E. Okay, so if A is in the bottom left corner, E is also in the bottom left corner. F needs to match up with B, so F is going to be the top left corner. G needs to match up with C, so G is going to be the top right, which then H is the bottom right. Okay, now the question says, what is the length in units of side EH? Whoopsies. So EH, if you look at our new picture, is 8 units. Okay. If you look at question 2, it says isosceles trapezoid ABCD is shown. It is rotated to create trapezoid EFGH. So once again, when you have a rotation, it does not change the side lengths. It does not change the angles. So once it's rotated, it wants us to figure out what statement is true. So let's just pretend we rotate this shape, okay? And I'm going to redraw it here. When I redraw it, I got B, C, D, and then A. And my angles stay the same, so I'm going to remark the angles as staying the same. And those little lines that I'm actually going to draw in orange, okay, those lines mean that those sides are parallel, okay? So let's look at our answers. It says that EF is parallel to GH. Well, we have to relabel because notice I just translated it but didn't change my lettering. So that'll be easy. We can go back. So A needs to be in the same spot as E. B is going to be in the same spot as F. C is G, and D is H. So I'm going to go ahead and relabel these here. So A was in the same spot as E, F, G, and H, and that was from A rotation. Okay, now, which statement is true? EF is parallel to HG. Is EF parallel to HG? No. Parallel means that if you extend those lines, they will never cross, and if you extend EF and HG, they will. Okay. Angle A is congruent to angle F. So is angle A congruent, to angle F? No. Angle A has 1 marking, angle F has 2 markings. Okay, so that's not good. No, and no. Angle B is congruent to angle H. So angle B has 2 markings, angle H has 1 marking, that is also not going to be correct. And then it says FG is parallel to EH, and notice parallel lines never cross, and that is going to be our answer there. Okay. All right, number 3, it says triangle ABC has vertices A01, B25, and C63. Triangle A prime, B prime, C prime is created by reflecting the triangle over the y-axis. What is the x-coordinate of vertex C? So I'm going to quickly go ahead and draw myself a coordinate plane, and I'm going to plot my points here. So my point A goes to 0, 1. Okay. My point B goes to 2, 5. And my point C goes to 6, 3. Okay, and I have a triangle. Okay, now it says the triangle is reflected over the y-axis. My y-axis is the axis that I just highlighted there, and a reflection means that you're going to flip it over that y-axis. And when you flip something, you count how many, you count the spaces to the y-axis and then count the same spaces past the y-axis. So notice here, if A needs to be flipped over the y-axis, A is not going to move. Okay, B is going to be if that's two spots to the y-axis, and it's going to be 2 spots past the y-axis. And then if C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots to the y-axis, I need to count 6 spots past the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and then I'm going to connect the dots to create my new triangle, and that's going to be C prime. So it says, what is the x-coordinate of vertex C? Well, the x-coordinate is, remember, x tells me left or right, y tells me up and down. So my x-coordinate for C, so x is equal to -6, okay? So then we have number 4. Which transformation can be applied to triangle JKL to create triangle MNO? So J needs to be matched on to M. I'm just going to mark that so that we know. Okay. So letter A says a clockwise rotation of 180 degrees about the origin. So that's 2 turns. Okay. So if I make 1 turn and I make 2 turns, will that match me onto triangle MNO? Well, so far it looks like it, so I'm going to put a check mark there, just to make sure that none of the other ones will work. B says a clockwise rotation of 90 degrees about the origin, which is just 1 turn, and that will not match onto the new triangle. A reflection across the line y equals x. Y equals x is the diagonal line there. And if it's a reflection over that line, L would match on to M, and that's not the case in my letterings. L would need to match on to O, so that does not work. And then D is a reflection across the x-axis, which means you flip the triangle over the x-axis there, and my new triangle's not in that 3rd quadrant there. So the only answer that would work would be A. Last question, number 5. It says 2 quadrilaterals are shown. Brian uses 2 transformations to show the quadrilateral JKLM is similar to quadrilateral WXYZ. So remember, J needs to be matched with W based off the lettering there. K needs to be matched with X based off of the lettering. M needs to be matched with Z, and lastly, L would be matched with Y. So which transformations did Brian use? Well, first off, notice that the size is different, right? They enlarged it, which when they enlarge it, that's a dilation. So we for sure know that there has to be a dilation, so we can cross off letter D. Now, would a rotation or a turn, would a turn match us to the square? Well, it will keep the shape of a square, but the letters won't match up, so that doesn't work. A dilation and a reflection. So if I reflect it over this line here, does orange match up with orange, blue, blue, pink, pink, purple, purple? It sure does. Okay. Dilation and translation, that wouldn't work because if I just slid it, my colors wouldn't match up with each other. Okay. So hopefully this helped you create your or complete your assignment. If you notice and watch this before the video, you will see that some of the questions are the same. All 5 of them are actually on the assignment itself. So